Hey everyone, this is the safety issue with the XT22 follow-up video. I had uploaded a previous video of this particular gun where it come from the factory with the edges around the ejection, the ejection port here still had sharp edges, and it actually went all the way down the bolt. Pretty easy fix. Just took the bolt out, took a small file, just running around the edges a few times. The result, it turned out really nice. There's no sharp edge at all, and I think now it's probably better than than the factory would have ever done it. So really pleased with how it turned out. Luckily, it is a stainless, so you don't see any evidence that there's been any type of file work done to this gun. So end result turned out great. At the end of that video, I mentioned that I was getting another XT22, but a blued model. So that's what this is. I've actually been using it for a little while. The difference, this is a tube fed, this is a magazine fed. XT22, Marlin XT22, just like this one. The result that I got was, it really was a little bit sharper than what I prefer, but I still consider it acceptable. I don't feel that there's any need to do what I did to this gun. Main thing is, because this gun is blued, I really don't want to ever have to do something like that to a blued gun. Mainly because I would have to go back and try to patch up the bluing, and it's just an extra step. And unfortunately, on the comments that I had about this particular gun, or on the video that I had about this particular gun, there were several comments where people were saying, hey, I experienced the same thing. That's unfortunate, because I said in that video, I hope that this gun was one case only, because it's terrible to go buy this gun brand new from the factory and have that problem. It's just silly. Especially there was actually some people that commented that they had that same problem with the blued version. Look, I'm sorry, my heart goes out to you, for that. I mean, it's just it is terrible to actually buy a new gun, and if it being blued, you can't run that file around. You're going to ruin the bluing on it. So if you choose to do it yourself, it's going to be up to you to repair it. Obviously, Marlin's not going to fix it once you decide to put a file on it yourself. But hopefully they would repair it for you. Because this was an easy fix, I did not contact Marlin. I didn't see where it was really necessary. I just felt like a comment needed to be made about the quality, and the comments that I got on that video showed that other people had the same result. So, but I will say this, after I went ahead and put a scope on this gun. If you do own a Marlin, or do plan to own any Marlin, even going back to the old Marlin Model 60s, I even have some of the old Glenfield Model 60s, which are basically just a Marlin. What I always find is Marlin is notorious for making the front sight too thick. So if you have a small target, let's say the size of a squirrel, once you get it to about 40 or 50 yards, you lose your precision, because the front sight will pretty much take up the entire kill zone. I recommend any little Marlin 22 mag, little 17 HMR, anything like that really needs to have a scope. If you really want to bring out the good qualities of the gun, go ahead and put a scope on it. I just don't care for Marlin's front sight. It's just too thick, and unfortunately on this particular gun it's plastic, which is even worse. I know on past models it was just a real thick metal piece. There's some pretty old guns that I had there, but so hopefully pretty soon I'll start posting some of these videos. I have been shooting both these guns, no complaints at all so far with the accuracy. Even with just cheap bulk ammos, they've been doing really good. So I did have, when I got this gun, I started using a particular type of ammo. It was a Winchester ammo, and I thought that I was having, well, actually I was having a failure to extract but ultimately I found out that it was ammo. There was something definitely out of tolerance. It was when it would slide into the chamber, it would stick, and I pretty much tried the ammo and this, you know, in several different guns and had the same issue. And I guess the one complaint that I have about both of these guns, because I've actually, when I had that incident, I actually switched the bolts, and both I switched them back and forth to see if there was an issue with the extractor. Dealing with that particular issue, I did find that the extractor on the XT22s is pretty cheaply made. It is just really, it's just a thin piece of spring steel that has been bent back to just to catch the lip of the 22. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, they obviously the manufacturers are having to, you know, cut a little bit of quality here and there to try to keep the prices down. But so far, everything else about the gun, and particularly the stainless gun, I mean, the finish on the gun is really pleasing. It so far is shooting well. Once I get a scope on it, the precision of accuracy would just be so much better, because the front sight, honestly, the front sight really hinders what you can do with these guns. So far this one has been shooting fantastic. Very pleased with the trigger. So I'll be definitely posting some videos of both of these guns. I'm gonna be putting a scope on this gun very soon, and I really have a love for stainless guns, because especially in the summertime here, it gets really hot, and if you have any type of sweat on your hands or anything like that, grabbing the barrel or just, you know, picking the guns up out of the truck or something like that, you just don't have to worry about making sure you clean it up every night. But so far I haven't even had any type of rust spec issues with this one, so I've been very pleased with that. So just keep looking out. I'll post some more videos of these guns and showing you exactly what they can do. And I'll even throw in, I've got a 22 mag, Marlin 22 mag, that I'll kind of throw in the mix and show you some video of it as well.